If you know this channel, you know what is about to come. I have done 3 seasons of this game on my channel. 2 French, 1 Algerian, if I remember correctly. Funnily enough, the Algerian one ends up becoming one of my most popular videos simply because I said this is Algeria as the title. I don't know why it is that, but like I think I was the Algerians in that one in season 2. The season where my most popular video comes from. I still don't know how that happened. And then I did another round as the French and failed as the French. I have failed so many times as the goddamn French in 1798. No more. I refuse. I refuse to give in. My pride refuses to let this shit go. Every time it leaves, it is because I'm preparing for trying again. And that day is today. Let's fucking go. France time, baby. And I gotta remember what situation we start off in. It's not great. I remember it's not great. Yeah, because we have to deal with both the French, the British, and the Prussians. We only have an ally in terms of our good old friends, the Spaniards. If I remember correctly, the Italians in Naples. If I could go to some... There it is. Sorry, I'm trying to find it on... Yeah, Naples ends up becoming a problem. Because, of course, Naples becomes a problem. And then... No, this isn't Naples. This is our friendlies. If I remember. Yeah, no. It's Italy, and then there's Naples in the bottom. In the south. We end up at war with all 3 of those, and I just completely collapse every single time. Battles have been waged here that have basically amounted to World War I. And we need this to not happen again. We cannot allow the Holy Roman Empire to destroy us a second time. And that requires us to beat both them and the Prussians. So we're gonna do this. I don't know how to do this. I still don't know how to do this, but we're gonna try anyway. We're gonna try to push them out of Dresden, hopefully before Berlin is ready for war. If we can push them out of Dresden before Berlin is ready for war, that would be our best case scenario. Is it probably gonna happen? No, but we're gonna try. Yeah, this is definitely not gonna work. Nope, fall back. Go around the south. We're getting our ass kicked. Come on, up to the front. To the front of the line, boys. Front of the line. You're gonna stay back as defensive lines. You're gonna start hitting the fuck out of there. I forgot how fucking strong the artillery is in this game. Get some artillery down there. We're gonna need to leave some level of force. We need something defending our English channel. We have them, so I can kind of move the troops out of there and there because we're gonna need every troop we can muster. And then on a less important front, but still somewhat important, we're gonna move you through our allied territories We're going to use you as sort of a buffer zone for a bunch of our early fighting. And you're going to kind of sit around and wait until Naples is ready, or until their fleet gets here. I forgot they have a fleet down there. Oh, and we also end up at war with Sardinia. I forgot about Sardinia. Because Sardinia also ends up our problem. So we're going to get the troops over to here to Sardinia. We're going to try to boost... We don't need industry, we need money. Money is eternally our problem. We could go up here, just start upgrading our technology, but technology has never really saved us. Quite honestly, it has just made us weaker. No, that's a lie, but still, it doesn't feel great to like spend your money on technology when you know you need more troops. Especially because we're going to need a lot of troops over at Cologne. I remember how Cologne is. Cologne can be a brutal campaign if you're not prepared for it. Case in point is going to be our initial attacks on Dresden are going to be switched around for our attacks on Cologne. You take up defensive positions around Milan. We cannot allow them to pass Milan. And here's our main theater. Welcome to Dresden. Welcome to the horrors of Dresden. As we desperately try anything to fix our glaring problems. We're going to need more troops here. We're going to need more troops here. Some more line infantry. Go around, swing from behind you, on you. We're having casualties on both sides there. We need to get more troops over here ASAP, please, for the love of God. Oh, right, I forgot about Strasbourg as well. Knock out their tank facility. And start hitting Frankfurt. We can't have their cannons bleeding over into the other front. We're gonna produce more line infantry. Line infantry is our bread and butter. Alright, we're gonna knock out that ship, or we're gonna get that ship near getting knocked out. We're gonna continue marching more troops over to meet our allies on the main front of the war. Surround them so we can start chipping away at their health, because we're also going to need to take Stuttgart. Stuttgart and Frankfurt is the main. Frankfurt and Dresden are our main targets for the time being. Can I? No, I can't afford troops on Corsica. What I can do is position our ships in such a way that the second the war breaks out, I can kind of just beat the shit out of them. Alright, we can just launch our battles on Dresden. Okay, so we have it to where we can easily take Dresden. Kind of. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to march you over here. We're going to speed blitz Dresden. We're going to take Dresden. And now we need to worry about defending Cologne from Imperial invaders. I'm going to summon more line infantry. We're going to go here. The line now stretches from Frankfurt to Cologne. It's a very unfortunate situation to be in. Going to continue hammering their batteries as we swing our troops around like so. We have sufficiently knocked out their supplies, so it's not really necessary. We can just do a little bit of surrounding on the horse side. Get more line infantry. Get more troops into positions as we start sieging Frankfurt. Ow, that hurt. Alright, so we have more troops going on to there. They're doing their job down there, and we're going to be able to move our troops because they're trying to move all of their forces up to here to help relieve their Dresden forces. Because I kind of cut them off from their allies in Berlin. Berlin's going to be annoying, but we're going to have to deal with that when we get to it. That's kind of how that's going to have to go. Alright, so we got that set up. We're going to start charging towards Venice max speed. If they end up hitting us, they're going to end up hitting us. Like, I can't do anything about that. I just need those fuckers gone. We're going to move our troops, our ships into a bit better positioning so we can start sieging them the literal second we get the opportunity to. We're going to knock at their horse stable. We're also going to go up here. We're going to knock out that ship. And we're going to knock out their ability to make ships. Oh, they have troops. Amsterdam, hold on. Thankfully, we didn't take as long to get over to Amsterdam this time. Okay, so Frankfurt is our main battle. Alright, so Frankfurt is now our main battleground, as well as Cologne. Cologne's on fire. That's probably not good. But we do have a lot of reinforcements, which are probably going to do us a great deal of good in this scenario. Just continue opening fire. Take out their artillery. Their artillery batteries are going to be a pain in the ass. We have Netherlands support now. But we have lost most of our troops at the Frankfurt line, so we're going to have to readjust here. We're going to bomb them, bring them down to low enough level to where they can knock out, and then now that they aren't weakened, we can just start hammering against their troops. Gapin opens up, but that's not as big of a deal as it is in real life. We're going to build more line infantry. You're going to continue on your way down and you're going to hit their artillery. You're going to go over to Venice and you're going to start shooting at Venice. Our small little group has put these areas specifically to siege. We're going to recruit some more militia for down here. And we're going to continue marching you all over to here. We're also going to start bringing our ships over here so they can start harassing their troops. Because that is the main goal of our fleet. It isn't really to fuck. It isn't really to win. They aren't going to be the ones that are going to win the war. Alright, we can bring you back to help relieve Cologne. Alright, we're gonna lose our troops on Dresden. We're probably gonna lose Dresden now because I was a fucking moron and didn't think to build troops on Dresden. Alright, we're gonna have to start dealing with their ships. Alright, we're gonna do that. We're gonna just move there. We're gonna move there. We're gonna move there. Just to make sure that they're weakened, because Sardinia is about to come in. Yep, they retook Dresden. Okay, so we lost Dresden because of my stupid-ass decisions. Okay. Time to be putting them to siege. But first we need to knock out the British fleet. We're going to have 2 of our troops, our ships dedicated to that, and we're going to start beating the shit out of their man-of-war. As our grenadiers bomb Caligari. And we're going to just do the following. We need to retake Dresden. That is a must. Right? They're not going to be able to do much. They're going to be able to do substantially more. We're not going to be able to completely take it back Dresden, but we're going to be able to get really damn close to beating the shit out of it. Make more light infantry. Make more line infantry. Because line infantry is our bread and butter, and we would be dead without line infantry. Okay. You get to pull back and start wreaking havoc on their side. I need to pull you out of the dead zone. And I need you to take out them. I need you to take out them. They're probably going to bomb us, but that's just going to have to be something we do. Alright, we're going to continue beating the shit out of them. We need more troops on this side, so we're going to start pulling in troops from Bruxelles as more troops continue to make it all the way over here. And we start barreling our ships over to this side. We don't have a lot of money left, but because we're kind of using all the money we have each turn. Oh, right, it's the Venice group. Alright, the Venice group is going to have to pull back probably. But we're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to Venice. The Venice garrison. We have Venice, like, very, very convincingly to siege. We have Spanish reinforcements on the way. They reinforced it. Naples is now in the war, which is great for us. That's a lie. And we're completely losing over here. Pull back. Take out those troops, and you fire on the enemy ships. They have another man of war? God damn it. Fucking man of wars, man. We don't have a fleet strong enough to take that out, so we're gonna kind of have to lose Corsica. This is fucking annoying as shit, but it's gonna kind of have to happen. Alright. And you don't have to stay over here. You can move over there. And you can hit there as well. Yeah, that group is dead. That group is dead in the water. Alright, we're gonna move there. You're going to hit there, and we're going to start building up troops. More light cavalry. More line infantry. You take out them real quick. And then start hitting the Dresden group. We've lost a lot of our initial soldiers, which is annoying. Alright, we got some more line infantry coming in. We have more artillery coming in to support Strasbourg. Gonna move in to support Strasbourg. We're gonna hit them. They're gonna hit us harder. But we're also gonna hit them harder. Which is just peak military ideology at this point. We don't have enough. We're gonna keep hitting them. We got them pretty low. They might be able to do something. We can do some line infantry down here and hope and pray that helps. We're also gonna summon some militia on Dijon. Strasbourg is under siege. They've mostly freed up their Frankfurt group. And now Prussia's a part of the war, and our life got a lot more difficult. We're going to get some expensive little riflemen. We're going to recruit more light cavalry. They have completely cleared out the group that was attacking Dresden, and now I am terrified because we have nothing. We lost a lot of our stuff early in the war, and now we're gonna fucking pay for it. Strasbourg needs more line infantry. We're gonna have to take them out. Okay, they're taking a lot of damage. Okay. Luckily enough, we are preventing a lot of we were preventing British shit. We are no longer preventing British shit because apparently they blew our shit out of the water and we have nothing for them. Fuck. You pull back. Fighting retreat, boys. Fighting retreat. It saves us. Yep, and this is now our only ship remaining in the Corsican territory, so we're gonna just shoot them down. Gonna shoot them down. Our lone ship that is now the sole protector of our south side. As we continue to pump more and more money into protecting Cologne and defending it as best as we possibly can. Cologne and Strasbourg are still our major areas of contention. And we're gonna need to fight Prussia now, which is not the best. Mainly because our only ally is Denmark, and in the area is Denmark, and Denmark is gonna collapse between the Swedish and the Prussians. Warsaw is also allied with us, but I don't think Warsaw is gonna survive long enough for them to help us. We are also getting Italy and Russia and the Ottomans. We are getting the Italian and the Ottomans. The Ottomans are going to be a big help. The Ottomans are going to be a big boon. We just have to survive long enough for them to actually come into the war in the first place. Which is going to be the hard part because we got to survive until the rest of our allies show up. Because there are two allies on like major fronts that we just cannot deal with on our own. We need the Ottomans to start relieving some of our like problems in the south. So I can just focus solely on the north. Which is kind of what we're doing anyway, but still it doesn't feel great when we're doing it at the expense. If we're doing it while barely holding on to our cities as it is. Again, fighting retreat, guys. Fighting retreat. Okay. We have Strasbourg, which now becomes our only remaining artillery position. Alright, we're going to recruit more militia down here. We're going to do line infantry up here, like cavalry over here. Because we have no remaining troops left from the initial engagements. We need more troops, so it's going to have to be more militiamen. Yeah, it's going to have to be more militiamen. So we're going to summon more militiamen. And we're going to hope and pray this is enough, because otherwise we lose Cologne completely. Which we might still do anyways, because they completely pushed us out. It's amazing how quickly that can turn. Yeah, we're getting our ass kicked. Which is kind of just what happens in this game. You kind of get your ass kicked a lot. We're going to hold there for a second. They don't need to move as much as the group up here does. They finally ended the siege of Cologne mostly because they kind of moved on, which is great news for us because now we can do something like this and just start using our troops to flank their diminished forces, leading to us having a technical victory, my favorite kind of victory. We have the Denmarkians putting to siege Dresden, which is great news for us, honestly, at this point, because we kind of just needed the help. Alright, we're going to have to pull you back. take down them. You start shooting them down. The Dijon group can stay right where they are. They're not going to really do much. I mean, I can move them off in order to get more line infantry going, but that would be all I really do. I wouldn't really fight them with that group. I can resume putting them to putting their city to siege. I'm assuming we lost the last of our fleet down here. Yeah, we did. Okay. So I don't know what else to do for that group, but pray that we still have Corsica by the end of next turn. Oh, did they take Dresden? Hey, yo, dope if you took Dresden, by all means. Okay, yeah, they took Dresden. Okay, cool. That means we can start focusing mostly on dealing out Frankfurt out of the war. If we could take the city of Frankfurt, we might actually have a chance here. We might have a chance of surviving here. And with the troops in the south, we can more than easily make up for the fact that we're kind of incompetent. Alright. Summon in more line infantry. The line infantry shall save us from our suffering. They shall be our salvation. They shall be our hope. They shall be what keeps our enemy up in the night. Oh shit, they're gonna take Amsterdam. I'm gonna make the extensive decision to knock out Amsterdam because Amsterdam doesn't really have any troops. They have the one group, and I'd feel more secure with Amsterdam directly under our control than I would with them being under enemy control, potentially by the end of next turn. As we continue to put Frankfurt to siege. Alright, we're going to continue shooting at them. We're still losing a lot of people, don't get me wrong. This is still an absolute fucking bloodbath. It's just substantially less of a bloodbath than it was like 5 seconds ago. Oh, they're putting to siege Marseille. Oh, that's not cool of you. Oh, right, I need to do... I could start doing Lake Tech now, actually. We're gonna do Reinforce. Reinforce seems the better of the two at the moment, especially since we're in such a defensive position. Do I even have... I don't have a cannon emplacement down here. I don't have a way to build cannons. Give me not a fort, a factory. Thank you. Alright. Like I am oh so fond of saying, fighting retreat, boys. Fighting retreat. Who's left? Is this just you? Okay. Alright, we should have reinforced by the beginning of next turn. Yep, we have reinforced now. I can start working on... decrease the cost... artillery defense. Yeah. Go over here, try to hit their big gun. And we've taken Venice. Let's fucking go. They took Frankfurt and Dresden, which again, not going to complain about. Means I can start focusing on taking some of their southern territories and worrying about defending our northern territories, because apparently our northern territories aren't as safe as they should be. And we might end up having to go fight. We're going to get some elite light infantry down here. We're gonna beat the shit out of their artillery. I'm gonna just go harass some artillery. Because I don't have artillery, so nobody should have artillery. I mean, I technically have one piece of artillery, but it's not really doing a whole lot to further the war effort here. Alright, we're gonna have you lead a siege on Stuttgart. As we continue to attack a city mercilessly. They're gonna be attacking a city mercilessly. We're gonna have them putting to siege Dijon. They're continuing to put siege to Dijon, and I'm not gonna be able to do much to stop it. We're gonna put some militia there because I know they're about to die. And next turn we'll get some artillery on there. As I continue to try to use troops to beat the fuck out of artillery. We can also use them to start hitting Nuremberg. Again, them watching over our flanks is much preferable. Although it doesn't look like that's going to be able to hold for long because they are about to collapse. Alright, so Nuremberg. Okay, so they notice that Stuttgart and Nuremberg are under siege. Unfortunate for us, but it's going to be what it's going to be at this point. We don't have a single troop here, but I can continue bombing the fuck out of Venice. I'd prefer to have a horse. Can we get a horse? Get like a cheap light infantry horse? Just to get some horses down here. We are going to put light artillery over here, just so we can get some down there. So we can put more effectively to siege the area. Retreat. There we go. Now we have a bunch of areas. Attack. Alright, keep beating our heads against the Stuttgart wall. We need more troops on Strasbourg. We also need some troops on Dijon. I did not notice that until like almost too late. Fuck, pull back to Cologne. We can't lose Cologne. Dresden is near collapse. I can just keep fucking hitting Nuremberg for all it's worth. Alright, I'd prefer not to lose my area, so we're going to move that troop back onto Amsterdam. It looks like they just launched a bunch of fucking troops to make sure I couldn't keep my elite royal guard. This area of the world is a mess. Like, I don't know how else to put it there. No, we're gonna let them fucking fight us. They want Cologne, they're gonna have to take it over my cold dead body. They shall not pass. We French shall kick your ass. They took Venice. Good. I'll help them clear out. I'll help use this guy to start taking out their fucking shit. Start defending Florence. I'm gonna use you to... I'm gonna have you just shoot the fuck out of them. We're gonna have you fire on that. Have you hit on that. We're just gonna keep wailing on them. Send more line infantry to war. You know. No, they took Cologne. Fuck. Fuck, they took Cologne. They took Cologne. Fuck. Get me some assault infantry now. I want those fuckers gone. They fucking took a loan. Shit. They took my shit. That's one of the main ways I was getting cash. I need my cash makers, dude. Like, I'm fucking hurting for cash. Constantly. I think that should be though, considering the fact that a lot of our initial assaults have subsided, I think that'll be the end of today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see episode 2, because Lord knows we have our work cut out for us from here on out. It'll only get tougher as more of our allies kick the bucket, but for now we seem to be doing okay. Denmark is being the fucking goat, honestly. They are keeping us together. They helped us on the brink of collapse, so I can't complain too much. Anyway, guys, like I said, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.